Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. This is actually the second time I have filmed this video, as the first time I had audio issues. So hopefully that's all sorted now. This video might be a bit boring for non-students or people who just aren't really interested in this. So if that's the case, I'm really sorry. But I just thought this would be a really useful video for those people who may be starting uni this year or going into their second and third years of uni. Originally, I was going to call this video How to Succeed in University, but I thought that sounded a little bit boring and a bit like do your work and turn up, and I wanted to include more of the social side of uni in this, so I have decided to call it Things I Wish I Knew Before Starting University. So I hope this is helpful for anybody who needs it. So the first thing I would like to mention is give it a chance. Basically, don't quit after a month of being there, because it's hard and it takes time for things to change and for you to get used to things. But once things do change and you settle in, it changes dramatically, and so it's worth just sticking around for a little bit longer. So if you do feel like leaving after the first couple of weeks or even the first couple of months, just wait it out and you might end up finding that you actually do enjoy it and you want to stay. For example, when I first came to uni, I was terrified. I was moving to a city that I didn't know. I wasn't moving with any friends, so I literally knew nobody. And I would spend every night in my room crying, and I call my mum about 4 times a day and cry my eyes out because I just didn't really want to be away from home. I was homesick. I found it really hard. However, after about 2 or 3 months even, I started to settle in. I finally made a big group of friends, and by Christmas I didn't want to leave because I loved it and I loved being here and around my friends. So that took quite a while for me to even settle in. So I would just say give it a chance. If after a year or after quite a few months you think, no, I really don't want to be here, then that's fair enough. Uni is not for everyone. So if you do really not like it, then that's fine. If it takes you a long time to settle in, then that's actually completely normal, and a lot of people experience that. So just give it a chance and see how it goes for you. This might be quite an obvious one, but it's literally just turn up to your lessons, go in. The amount of people that told me before I started uni, just turn up and you'll get a good grade, and I thought yeah, whatever. And the first year I did turn up, and the second year I turned up a little bit less, and then third year I hardly turned up. And truth is, it's a bit of a cycle, is that people will tell you and you'll think, yeah, of course I'll turn up, but then you learn that lesson yourself when it's too late, when you've finished uni. And so think about it and turn up, because trust me, you'll regret it if you don't. Following on from that one, I'd say if you don't turn up or you can't for some reason, then at least, I think most universities do this, ours did, where you can read the slides online, so like the PowerPoint slides. If you read those slides, or like take a screenshot of those slides or take a picture of them, that will actually be really useful when it comes to writing your essays, because pretty much everything that you need to include in your essays is on those PowerPoint slides, and you won't even realise it until you come to writing your essay and you think, oh, all the information is literally here. So if you at least just screenshot those slides, then you can come back to them when it comes to writing your essays, and you'll have all the information there in front of you, and it'll make things a lot easier. Another thing that's kind of obvious but students always forget to do is start essays early. This could literally be you writing 10 words every time you have a lesson, or just a sentence to sum up what that lesson was about. That would really, really help, because you will then finally come to writing your essay and you will see that you've already got some work done. Even if it's 50 words, 100 words, a paragraph, anything will help, because that will take off so much stress. And it's always the case that once you've started an essay, the rest will flow so much easier. Everything after that will come quite naturally. So don't leave your essays to the week before they're due, because that'll just cause so much stress. Just write a summary of the notes you've written so far. Even if you think this has nothing to do with my essay, it probably does. I'm going to call this next one the EA tip. You know, like when you play Sims and it says EA games challenge everything. Basically, when you write your essays, you've got to challenge everything. So do like the EA games challenge everything. And by that I mean offer an alternative to whatever you say. Challenge yourself or challenge the evidence that you've given. So for example, if I got a quote that basically says the cat is cute, you've got to obviously support that and be like, yeah, the cat is cute, but it's a really weird example. You've got to challenge that and offer an alternative. So say, however, the cat's also not cute, or the cat is really annoying, or something like that. Then find evidence for that, because you've just got to offer an alternative for everything. So like in English GCSE, I'm not sure if anybody else did this, but we did this thing called PELA, and basically it was like PEELA, which was like point, evidence, explanation, language and alternative. So it's basically for the higher grades you had to offer an alternative. It's the same with uni. You've got to offer alternatives for points and obviously provide evidence for the alternative and the point in the first place. So this is onto the more social side of things now. Basically, make friends in first year, socialise whilst you can, because first year you've got more time to do the socialising, because when second year and third year come along, you have to put more effort into the actual work. Get to know as many people as you can in first year, because once it gets to second year, it's a lot harder to make new friends. It's not impossible, it's just harder because people have already formed their groups and people already have their circle of friends that they want to stay with, and nobody is as open to making new friends. Whereas in first year, everybody is in the same boat. Everybody's terrified. Everybody just wants somebody to come up to them and introduce themselves. So use that advantage and get to know as many people as you can whilst you can. Another way to do this is to join uni clubs or after uni activities, depending on what your uni offers, but try and find a new hobby and join activities that they are offering, because it's a good way to make new friends and meet new people, not just within your uni but outside as well, because if you're planning on staying in that town or city after you graduate, you're going to want to know people in and around that area, because a lot of your friends from uni might not be staying in the city or the town. They might leave and go back home, so you might end up having no one, and it's nice to have people to fall back on and to know people that are definitely staying in that area that you can still be friends with. I think most unis offer this, and it's like tutorials or meetings with your tutors. So I'd say book as many tutorials and meetings with your tutors that you can. If you, for example, meet up with a tutor once a week to discuss the work that's gone on in that lesson, maybe ask some questions about the essay or the assessment, it's going to also make that module so much easier because you have a good relationship with the tutor. And ask questions even if you feel they're stupid, and it's all going to help for when you have to write the essay or do the assessment. Also, get to know your tutors and make yourself known. So if you're putting yourself out there and these tutors know you are a reliable student, then they're more likely to offer you opportunities. So for example, with my uni being a performance uni, if this tutor gets an opportunity to perform at a gig, the first student they're going to go to is the one that's been asking for extra tutorials and meetings and things. Now this isn't the case for everybody, but friends that you make in first year are not necessarily going to be around forever. So cherish them whilst you can and make memories with them whilst you can, because you have this opportunity to meet people from all over the country and potentially all over the world, and you can learn so much from those people who have grown up in a completely different environment than you have. Don't take that for granted. You may think at the time they're going to be your best friends for life, and then they end up not being, it's still important to make good memories with them whilst you can. That's not the case for everyone. Some people do make friends at uni who you'll have for the rest of your life, and that's great. So obviously make sure you're having an amazing time with them whilst you're in uni and you've got a bit of freedom, but make your experience the most fun you can make it. Another one is have a good balance with your social life and your work uni life so that you always will make good memories. If you spend your whole time at uni having an amazing social life but putting minimal effort into your work, you're going to regret that by the end, because yeah, you may have had a fun time, but you've wasted all that money you've spent on uni. It's just not worth it. But it also works both ways. If you are spending all your time trying so hard to get a first, having really early nights and not making any friends and having a social life, then yeah, you may pass with a first class degree and that's amazing, but you're not going to have good memories looking back on that university experience, because you don't want to look back on that experience and just remember how stressed you were and how difficult all the work was. So you want a good balance between the social life and the uni life. And so yeah, you can turn up to every lesson and still have 2 nights out a week, which I used to do and I cannot do it anymore. You can work hard and get a really good degree but still have a social life, and it just means yeah, you're going to be quite busy, but that's what uni is about. And then you're going to look back on that experience and see just good memories, because you not only had a great time but you also ended up getting a really great degree out of it. So it's a win-win. And the last point I would like to make is make use of all the resources given to you. Depending on what uni you go to, I can't speak for other unis, I know only from mine, but we were given things like music equipment that's available all the time, and practice rooms, rehearsal spaces. You know, you've got to take advantage of that and go and book a room out to practice once a week. Also, I don't know if other unis do this, but we do masterclasses. Somebody who's really experienced in the industry will come in and give us talks and top tips and things about their area of expertise, and so that's really useful, especially since most of these people that will come in and do talks for us were like famous, like well-known musicians, and that's amazing. If I told somebody outside of my uni, oh, this famous person came in to do a talk and I didn't go, they'd be like, why not? So, you know, take advantage of that, use that whilst you can, because those opportunities do not come around often. If you do have masterclasses with people, even if you don't know who they are, it's worth going along. You can learn a lot from those masterclasses. Anyway, if you are a student who is graduated from uni, or you are going into your 2nd or 3rd year, and you think there's any tips that you have that I may not have mentioned, then please comment them down below, because I'd really like to know other people's opinions. Obviously everyone has different uni experiences. It will also be helpful for new students who may want to know some top tips from another person's perspective. So please do comment them down below if you have any tips. And thank you so much for watching. If you did enjoy this video or found it helpful, then please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my YouTube channel for more videos. And thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next one. Bye!